Are you new to sewing, or maybe you're an experienced sewer and you're looking for a machine that is lightweight and easy to lug around, but doesn't compromise all of the features that you have on your main sewing machine? Well, the Janome 3160 has tons of features built into it along with lots of accessories. And in today's video, we're gonna do just that and unbox this machine, show you what's inside the box, and also go over some of the features and accessories to expect with this machine. Let's get started. Hey guys, it's David from Gigi's Fabric Shop, home of Janome Junkies and Juki Junkies. And in today's video, we're gonna be unboxing the 3160-QDC Janome, and we're gonna be going over all the features to expect with this machine, along with all of the accessories that come with it. So if you're looking to get an out-of-the-box experience with this machine and learn about all of the features that it's built with and all of the accessories that it comes with, this is the video for you. Let's get started. First step, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. So now that we have the box open, the first thing you're gonna see is the two user manuals. One is in English and one is in Spanish. Inside of the English copy, you're gonna see a copy of your warranty, which is the 25 years, and it goes over in detail what all is involved in the warranty period with Janome and how it works, which they have a great warranty service with their machines. So if you ever have an issue with them, they're gonna take care of you. And also, whenever you buy from JanomeJunkies.com, we take care of you for the life of that machine. Of course, the next thing up is going to be our power cord, and these power cords are pretty universal pretty much to all sewing machines. So if you have another sewing machine, more than likely this power cord will fit yours at home. And of course, we have our extension table. So this is a really nice accessory that they include with this travel machine. A lot of travel machines don't have a lot of accessories that come with it, so I really like that they actually included an extension table. The next accessory is their quilting attachment package that comes with this machine. And in this, you're gonna get a free motion quilting foot, a T-gauge. This is gonna allow you to set your seam allowance to whatever you'd like and have a guide while you're sewing, a walking foot guide bar, a 1/4 inch foot with a guide, and an open toe presser foot, which is really nice. Now the next thing is gonna be the hardcover. This hardcover is really super sweet because a lot of machines don't even have hardcovers anymore, and when you're lugging a machine around for traveling, or even if you're just having it sit on a desk, one of the biggest things is dust just landing on your machine and making your machine nice and dirty. And also that hardcover allows you to lug it around and bump into things, and it's not gonna hurt the actual machine, just the hardcover. Up next, we have the standard accessories that come with this machine. This is gonna come with bobbins, your spool pin felt, your needle set, your additional spool pin, the satin stitch foot F, the zipper foot E, the automatic buttonhole foot. This is a great foot for doing buttonholes. It's automatically going to set up to any size buttonhole that you might have. Also, it comes with the over edge foot C, the blind hem foot G, and these lettering that I'm giving you is what's actually printed on there. And when you switch different settings in the machine, it'll actually tell you what machine you need or what foot you need to switch to. It also comes with a 1/4 inch seam foot O, the custom crafted zigzag foot F2, a seam ripper, a screwdriver key, a lint brush, a small spool holder and a large spool holder, and a spool stand. So these are all the accessories that it comes with out of the box, along with, of course, your extension table and the quilting attachment package that we just went over that came out before this. And finally, we're gonna be picking out the machine out of the styrofoam box. And here it is in all its glory. We have the Janome 3160 out of the box, and this is the P for the purple version, and that's gonna have the purple screen here. And then of course you have your foot pedal inside of the throat space of the machine here. And then the styrofoam we'll just throw back in the box, take this little styrofoam out. And then of course you have your free arm cover, and this free arm cover also has storage space for extra accessories. And I believe right out of the box, when you open this up, you have your buttonhole foot. Okay, so now that we've got everything out of the box, the one thing I always like to highlight and mention in my unboxing videos is if you order this machine and you get it, always keep the box and always keep the styrofoam. It's always a great idea, just in case you live out of state of your dealer. A lot of our customers are out of state. They're not locally here in Brandon, Florida, just outside of Tampa. So we always recommend keeping those boxes and all that styrofoam, so that way if you ever wanted to mail it in to do a service, Maybe you want to do an annual service, you can always ship it in to us and we'll do that here. Or if you were to ever have any issues or concerns with the machine, you could actually ship it in and it's going to be much safer than repackaging it into a box that is not designed for this machine. So we always say keep those boxes and keep that styrofoam if you can. So now that we've gone over everything that comes in the box, let's get behind the camera and go over some of the features built into this machine. Now that we're in front of the machine, let's go over some of the features on this machine that I love. This machine has 60 stitches built into the machine here, and you can see all of them nice and labeled. You've got a variety of straight stitches, decorative stitches, zigzags, and buttonhole stitches. This machine also has a lot of buttons on the front of this machine, and one of my favorite features is the start-stop button. This start-stop button allows you to sew without actually having a foot pedal, and as you may be traveling around the world while sewing, you might accidentally forget that foot pedal somewhere, and you can still use this machine without that foot pedal. And it's honestly really fun to use without the foot pedal. I use it all the time without foot pedals because I clean and service a lot of the machines here. It's a lot easier to run these machines without that foot pedal, so I'm always using the start-stop function, and it's really handy to have. That's one of my favorite features, but of course you still have your reverse stitch button here. You've got a lock stitch button, and then of course your needle down button, which you can program this machine to either end with your needle down or your needle up, which is a really nice little feature built into this machine. You have your under trimmer, which is going to be your scissor button here. So whenever you're done sewing, you can press your thread cutter and it'll cut all your threads. These are some features that you don't typically find on travel machines, and this is why I really like this machine, because you get a lot of the features that are built into your home sewing machines, sometimes your bigger machines, but in a very small, affordable package. So this is a great machine for the person that is at home, that is wanting to just start sewing, but wanting to have nice features built into the machine, or they already have a fancy machine at home and they're traveling and they don't want to give up some of these features that they have on their home sewing machines. Now you also have a speed control lever here. This will allow you to govern the overall speed. So when you have it on its lowest setting here, whether you hit the pedal down all the way or just lightly, the max speed is going to be very slow. And if you have it at full speed, now when you push down on the pedal nice and lightly, it's going to go slow, but if you push all the way down, it's going to give you full speed, which I believe this machine's right at 820 stitches per minute. So it's a pretty quick machine with a nice sized motor that can sew over a variety of different materials, which we'll get to here shortly, and sew over some materials. Now right here you have your 4 navigation buttons. This is going to allow you to navigate to all your different stitches. So you can see I'm highlighting my first number here, and I can go up and down just like that. If I want to go to just the first number, it's just going to highlight just the first number, and I can change that. So now I'm at 16, 26, 36, 46, and these numbers are obviously the numbers that are displayed here on your stitch. So let's say I wanted to select number 34. I would just go to 3, arrow over, and then arrow this one down to 4, and now I'm at 34. And now if I want to change my stitch width, I can just arrow over. Now it's highlighting stitch width. I can go all the way up to 7 millimeters on this machine, and stitch length I can go all the way up to 5 millimeters on this machine. But I have to select my straight stitch. So I'd go to 0, 0, and now I can go over to stitch length and go all the way up to 5 millimeters. So that is pretty much all you need to know about navigating this machine. It's super simple, which I love to recommend for our beginner sewers. If you're looking for a machine that packs a lot of features but is not super complicated, this is super, super nice because you can navigate through the machine with just 4 little buttons, and it's very straightforward. So it's great for your beginner sewers, or if you're traveling and you don't want to learn a machine with tons of electronics built into it, this machine's really nice and easy to navigate. So now that we've gone over all of the buttons here and all of the stitches, let's talk about its tension. So its main upper tension, you have a dial here. The medium number is right around 4, and you can go all the way up to 8. Actually, no, you can go all the way up to 9 actually. And then of course you can go all the way down to 0. For most home sewing threads, you're going to be right around 4 or 5 as far as the tension goes. And of course you can dial up or dial it down if you need to. Another great feature is its manual pressure knob here. You can adjust it from 1 all the way to 6, 1 being very light pressure, 6 being very heavy pressure. And this is a nice feature that you find on this machine you don't typically see on smaller machines. Usually it's one setting kind of works with all materials, and that's not always great when you're sewing thicker or lighter materials. This gives you a lot more flexibility and making sure that your materials are being fed through your machine nice and smooth. So I really like that it has one of these manual pressure knobs built into the machine. Down here, you are going to have your low shank foot, and this foot is just going to pop right off with just a click of a button, and you can throw another foot on just that easy by just putting it underneath, lowering the pressure just like that, and now your foot's right on. So it's super easy to switch out between feet, and that is the beautiful benefit of having a low shank machine. You also have a built-in needle threader, which is really nice and easy to use. So if you're struggling with threading your needles, you just push this needle threader down, throw your thread through that little guide there, go behind this, and then boom, now your needle is threaded. It's a really nice feature that threads the needle. Anything from an 80-12 or larger, the needle threader will work great with. So that's really nice to have built into the machine. We talked about the free arm cover. This just slides right off, and now you can use the free arm, and this is a great little feature for our garment sewers. You can wrap sleeves around this whole entire free arm and sew completely around the sleeve. This is nice to have on a travel machine. Another great feature is your drop-down feed dogs. So you just switch the lever on the back of the machine, and now your feed dogs will drop down below the height of the stitch plate, allowing you to free motion quilt on this small little machine. And with that extension table attached, it makes it nice and easy. Okay, so now that we've gone over all of the accessories and features, let's go ahead and sew over some materials. And first up, we have a thick vinyl material to display its capabilities of sewing over thick materials. I'm going to turn my pressure down to number 2 since it's a pretty thick material. You want to have less pressure since it's already creating a lot of pressure underneath that foot since it's so thick. We're going to go ahead and sew this on a straight stitch with the stitch length at 5. And then we just go ahead and press stop, and we can press our little trimmer button. It's going to automatically cut our thread, and then we can pull our fabric out, and you can go ahead and see its stitches. And you can see they're nice and crisp and individual, and the tension on the bottom looks just as good as the top. So it did it really nice and sewed right through that vinyl with no issue. Now let's go ahead and sew over some denim material, and we're going to go ahead and fold this over to, let's do 4 layers first, and then we'll go up from there. I'm going to go ahead and put that underneath the foot. Turn up the speed. Press our little cutter button. And as expected, it sewed right through 4 layers with no issue whatsoever, and of course the stitches still look great. Let's go ahead and up this up to 8 layers, and then we'll possibly do 12 layers after this if it goes through this like super easy. We'll see. Ooh, 8 layers is pretty thick. Let's go ahead and put that right there. What I like about this machine is the foot does lift up super high, so even with 8 layers of material, you still have plenty of workspace underneath that foot, and it makes it really easy to load in thick materials. So here's 8 layers. This will be crazy if it can sew through this because this is actually really thick. So this is 12 layers. I'm going to go ahead and bring my needle down first, and I'm also going to turn my speed down so if it does break anything, it's not going to go crazy. So you're going to sew nice and slow. And this is 12 layers of denim. This is super, super thick, and I'm just using the needle that was in the machine, which I believe is just a universal 9014 needle. And as you can see, it's actually sewing right through the 12 layers with ease, and it's not even hesitating as it goes through this thickness of material. Let's go ahead and press the stop button, press the cutter, lift up my foot, pull my fabric out, and here is our stitch on 12 layers. You can see it's nice and crisp and individual. And look at the stitches on the bottom. That is actually really impressive. For such a small travel machine to be able to sew through this many layers of denim material, that is absolutely unbelievable. So if you're looking for a machine that you can travel with that can handle those thick layers of material, as you can see, this machine can handle that. And then of course, let's just go ahead and sew on some cotton fabric, and let's switch it up to some decorative stitches. We'll start off with number 7, which is our zigzag stitch. And with this pink thread, and black material. The stitches are just popping out like gorgeous. Here we are with our zigzag stitches, and this was on 5 wide, and the stitch length was at 1.5. And you can see the tension looks super good on the top and bottom. So let's go ahead and do a couple more decorative stitches so you can see what else it can do. Let's do 36. Oh, that looks super cool. Press stop. I can go ahead and press my lock stitch button. So this is just going to secure the stitch in place. And then I'll press my cutter. And holy cow, that looks super cool. So this was stitch number 36, and with that pink thread and the black cotton fabric, stitches look super, super cool. And the stitch quality looks fantastic. So just like that, we have now gone over all of the features and accessories and sewn over some pretty impressive materials with this machine. If you guys have any questions on this machine, or you're looking for a travel machine, there's a lot of other models out there that are above this machine and below this machine. So if you're just interested in what fits your needs, give us a call. We are here to help you out and fit you in the right machines for your needs, because if you're happy, we're going to be a happy dealer. So give us a call. We'll drop the information on the screen, or shoot us an email if that works best for you. If you live out of the state of Florida, you can always just check out this machine on JanomeJunkies.com, where we have all of the Janome machines and accessories. Or if you're swinging by through the Brandon, Florida area, stop on in to our local shop and we'd be happy to show you this machine in person. Again, if you like this video, give us a like, hit the comment section down below with any questions or comments you might have on this machine, and make sure to hit that subscribe button as we post every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.